Okay, so we're looking at converting decimal values into fixed or floating points. So I'm going to show you a method that I use. Now I'm going to split the whole part, the 7, from the fractional part, the 765,625. For the whole part, we divide by 2. For the fractional part, we times by 2. So if we take the 7 and we divide it by 2, that gives us 3 with a remainder of 1. So we're floor dividing here. Then we take that 3 and we divide it by 2, and that gives us 1, remainder 1. So 2 will go into 3 once with a remainder of 1. We then take that 1 and we divide it by 2, and that will go in 0 times, but it will leave a remainder of 1. So there we have 1, 1, 1. This is 7. Now, of course, we could have done this just using the place values, but if you've got a larger number and you want to do it quickly, or at least show you're working, then you can use that. Now on the right hand side, we're taking the fractional part of the number, the 0.765625. What we do there, instead of dividing by 2 like we did with the whole, we times by 2. So we take that value and then we multiply it by 2. Now we need to write that answer down, and again this is in the spirit of showing you're working. So 1.53125. Okay, so we take that value and we multiply it by 2. Now we're going to keep on doing this until the answer comes out with whatever number it is, 0.0. Okay, so the fractional part is 0. So we'll take that value, just subtract the 1 off, just to put it back into a number with no whole part. Then we multiply that by 2 and we get the next answer. Okay, so we take that value. Again, we only want the fractional part, so we start with the 0. We're just cutting that 1 off. We don't need it. Okay, so the next value, 0.125. So we're going to take that, and again we keep going until the fractional part, the part after the decimal point, is a 0. So 0.25. We're going to times that by 2, which will give us 0.5. And then this is the point at which we get to the decimal value being 0. So once we reach 0, then we can stop. Now, if we read down the answers that we have, we've got 110001. That is the binary for the fractional part. So 1, 1, 3 zeros and a 1. Okay, so that's that done. Okay, the next number I'm going to show you is 17.046875. We're going to use this exactly the same method with the divide by 2 on the left hand side and the times by 2 on the right hand side. So if we start with the 17, we're going to floor divide that by 2, which gives us 8 with a remainder of 1, and we're just going to keep going down the chain until we hit 0. Okay, so 2 divided by 2 gives us 1, remainder 0. And then put that 1 back in, divide it by 2. And that'll give us 0, remainder 1. Okay, so there we have the binary for the 17. So 10001. Reading from the top down. Now, this is in just fixed point, unsigned binary. If this was to be a floating point that was in 2's complement, then you would need to add in a 0 to keep it a positive number. So that would essentially be putting in negative 32. So you put your 0 there, and that of course would sit in the negative 32. Okay, so now for the fractional part. So we've got 0.46875. So we take that value and we multiply it by 2. Okay, so that gives us that value. So we, again, in the spirit of showing you're working, we put that value down, and then we multiply it by 2. So multiply that by 2. .1875. Okay, so we take that value and we multiply it by 2. And we're going to keep doing this until the value after the decimal point is 0. .375. Okay, so multiply this by 2. 0.75. Now, even if the value goes above 1, we still continue until the decimal part is 0. So this will be 1.5. Okay. So remember, in the last step, we just removed the 1 because we should always be timesing by just the fractional part. As ever, thank you for watching.